Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Six Man Blitz. I'm Jay Clinch. The Bucks just released that boy Boogie Cousins. Could we see possible signing with the Chicago Bulls?
Yeah, we need him. What's up, everybody? I'm Micah. Announcers, man, they're at it again. Kevin Porter Jr. makes the bucket to win the game, and they're saying pull the trigger like his father, who was charged for murder for shooting somebody. Like, if they need announcers that bad, you know, me and Jake could come in because shit, that's the place to be. I mean, fuck getting a degree, just go be an announcer. They need it.
Dude, I didn't think anything of it, bro. I was like, oh, he did the like someone like bang, and then they pulled up his dad. I'm like, that's messed up, bro.
But no, apparently the guy apologized though. Apparently, like, his dad played basketball for the Washington Bullets too, or something like that.
Oh, okay.
He was good at shooting threes too. But shit, come on.
Hey, obviously he good at shooting.
Be careful with your words.
Obviously he good at shooting. We learned that. You know,
he don't miss.
don't miss. You don't miss. But welcome everybody to Six Man Blitz. We got a great show for you guys today. We got a loaded one. I think this is gonna be one of our best ones we had in a while, because just how many
one of the year,
dude. Just how many sports news have broken. Talk about Antonio Brown leaving midway through the game. Whose side are you on? Stuff keeps coming out by the day. Like, by the time you listen to this episode, we'll know way more stuff. It's like one of those things, just keeps escalating, keeps snowballing. Baker Mayfield, last game in Cleveland. Could we see him on the trade block? A lot of stuff happening in Cleveland. And then we got Kirk Herbstreet. Not the interview, but him stuff happening with College Game Day. Do college football players love football for opting out? College football championship. We got Bama, Georgia. Talk about that. Talk about Caleb Williams entering the transfer portal. Is it college football or is it free agency? I don't know. We'll get into that, and then we'll talk about Kyrie Irving back for the Brooklyn Nets. Full-time, part-time, we don't know. Nobody knows, so we'll get into that, and then we'll get into the pick'em. I think we'll run through pick'em kind of quickly. Because I mean, like, no one cares about Bucks Vikings. You know, we'll get into the games you kind of need to know and stuff like that. But got a loaded show for you guys. Make sure to follow Six Man Blitz on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, on social medias at Six Man Blitz. Post on the way more. Follow us on. Subscribe to us, Six Man Blitz, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Make sure to give us 6 stars on Spotify. You can do that. 5 stars on Spotify. You can finally rate podcasts now. So make sure to give us that 5-star on Spotify and Apple Music. So definitely do that. Subscribe to Six Man Blitz on YouTube. Give us a thumbs up. Watch our other YouTube videos. Got some great stuff coming with Bears content and college football content, college basketball. We got some good stuff coming up on there. So make sure to get in tune with that. We got some stuff coming other than just the podcast episode, so definitely make sure we got some good interviews coming up soon.
Next week.
Got some stuff lined up. Got some good ones. So follow Six Man. We got some. Hey, 2022 is gonna be a big year, man. So definitely keep up in tune with that. But got anything else before we head into it? I've been rambling.
Get into it.
Hey, let's get into it.
Touchdown Bears! No way!
Hands, fires, yes! The Bulls lead 87-86.
Hello? You play to win the game.
Let's go to eat a damn snack.
All right, now let's get into it. Let's start off right with the Antonio Brown situation. Like, everybody started commenting about that. Everyone's going crazy about. I mean, dude left in the middle of a game. I mean, it's crazy to think about that. He was on his last strike, and he did that. And I feel bad for the Bucks because they're out Godwin. They're without their number two receiver. So, and then Antonio Brown's doing this. I mean, I think we had to start off like, what was going through your mind when you first saw the situation, man?
I was like, damn, bro, he did it again. Like, I was like, automatically, after you see him, like, his pass and stuff, you're thinking, you know, Antonio Brown, this is him doing what he does best. But actual legit, like, leaving the field and like throwing his shit in the stands, he left in dramatic fashion.
Dude,
that shit was crazy.
I thought right at the Boondocks episode, what did he do to make him that mad? Bro, he took off his gear and everything, and bro, he's leaving in the middle of a game, bro. Like, who? Like, and it takes me back to you talk about Kevin Porter in the middle of the beginning of the episode when he left at halftime, you know.
Or that one dude, Vontae Davis, who like retired at halftime.
Yeah,
Stuff like that.
He left in like the middle of a third quarter, bro. That was he makes Vontae Davis actually look good now, bro. Like at least Vontae just said like, oh, I ain't going back in. But this AB thing is a little confusing now because more things keep coming out. AB saying now it's my ankle. Bruce Arians wasn't calling for medical attention. But I think I love AB. AB is one of my favorite receivers, but
yeah, he's your guy.
I don't think his story doesn't really make sense.
It does, but it's hard to pick like a side because you had Bruce Arians, you had seen his interview too, right? With his son, with his glasses on, they're like, we can't trust him because he's wearing glasses, not making eye contact.
It doesn't make sense, but at the same time, AB's story keeps getting changed. Like they wanted to ice me for the incentives. Now he's saying it's my ankle. Now new things keep coming out about Antonio Brown. I can't keep up.
Too much.
It's way too much, man. And just to leave in the middle of a game while teammates trying to hold you back, all this. A regular person would have just stayed there and said my ankle. Yeah. But the fact, definitely AB said, Bruce Arians said, get out of here. I don't want you here anymore. So he made it dramatic as hell. But the Antonio Brown thing doesn't make sense anymore. Like I want to be on his side. I want to do all this, but bro, he left in the middle of a game.
Because that was the one thing people always said about Antonio. No matter he does all the crazy shit, but he loves his teammates, he loves football. But for him to do this, it makes you think about that. But and also like another thing is like, what do you think about people saying he has CTE, like diagnosing him as CTE?
You can't say that, bro. Like people always saying CTE and stuff like that, but man, like you can't diagnose somebody like that. Like obviously he's got something going on that's bad. He's got mental health, but you can't say CTE, bro. I think that's just like like everybody always says that stuff, and I'm kind of like, all right, bro, whatever. But the day he donates his brain to the NFL, the NFL is screwed though for sure.
Yeah,
the NFL is
gonna be like,
everybody.
That shit is gonna have some stuff in it.
Go have some stuff in it, guaranteed. But just the fact that everyone's diagnosing it right now is kind of, get the hell out of here. That doesn't really make sense just to diagnose them right now. Yeah,
because even the doctors don't even know until you die. So, this is
one of the hardest things is doctors and CTE. And just because you've seen, the movie Concussion one time, doesn't mean, Will Smith's playing, he's got the action.
He changed everything. He changed the game.
He changed the game. Everyone thinks so differently now about it, but you can't diagnose somebody like that. But
I still haven't seen that movie, though.
It's good.
For a reason. I still haven't seen it.
Definitely suggest you watching it, man. But one of the movies I've seen that you haven't, interesting. But I think the situation is just getting fuzzy at this point. It's kind of getting like now he's at the Bucks game, or now he's at the Nets game. Now AB's rapping songs. I can't stick up for him anymore at this point. It's kind of like
he's everywhere.
It's everywhere. It's like Lakers. It's like Westbrook fans this year. I can't stick up for him anymore, man. It's getting tough. I can't do it anymore with AB. I've been on his side this whole time, but just to leave and him saying the sedatives like last year, 2021, he was so close to sedatives that they started running shovel passes for Antonio Brown just for him to get the money. And now he's saying they're trying to ice him. Like Victor Cruz, like, bro, this is Tom Brady compared to who's the coach? Tom Coughlin? Like, bro, two different people. Brady don't care about the money. He's trying to win. Bruce Arians is trying to win, man. And it's bad at this point.
That was another thing. Yeah, that was another thing because, after, the video first came out later that day, people were like, y'all really think he's just going to leave the field for no reason?
Right.
It's because he was trying to get the money, and they were not trying to give him the passes so he can get that extra bonuses. It's just like, what's your story now? This should change. The whole thing changed.
The whole thing keeps changing. And to be playing for a coach for 2 years and just to get his number for Christmas.
Yeah.
I thought that was fishy. And I'm like, I don't know. But at the same time, this whole thing has been messed up. We're not going to know for a while. And maybe he's in the wrong. He left in the middle of a game, bro.
Yeah. You can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that. And you can say the ankle. Yeah, no doubt about it. But I don't know.
He was jumping.
Yeah, he's trying to get the crowd involved. Man, I don't know, man. AB, that's definitely the last we've seen AB in the NFL.
You think so? Because he said business is going to be booming 2022.
Business is not going to be booming. No team's going to want him anymore. No team's going to want him. Bro, if he couldn't play with Tom Brady, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, You think Zach Wilson's gonna take care of him? Do you think Aaron Rodgers is gonna take care of him? Man, it's not gonna happen anymore. You think AB is a Hall of Famer though? I definitely think he's in the Hall of Fame.
No, yeah, his numbers are good enough to get him.
He was on pace to break Jerry Rice's record. He's 12th all time in receiving yards. Like, bro, he can definitely get a Hall of Fame, but I think a lot of voters are gonna be hesitant because just the way bro, calling Gruden a cracker, the whole helmet situation in Las Vegas and him getting cut just time after time after time. But Mike Tomlin, man, he dealt for AB for 9 years, bro.
Talk about it. Like, he's up there as one of the best coaches.
He has to be after that.
And like, if it, like you said, like, some people are gonna probably be hesitant for the Hall of Fame thing. They're gonna be like that one voter for Aaron Rodgers.
Dude, that's crazy,
guy.
bro.
That's crazy. Gonna be like that guy.
Dude, they have to get rid of his MVP vote. If he's saying they're not going to vote for Aaron Rodgers because he's not vaccinated, he's not a good guy, bro, who cares? Who cares? Hey, bro, he's in the arena playing. He's the man in the arena. Who cares if he's vaccinated or not? That's crazy to me, bro. Like, he's not gonna vote because he's a bad person. What he did to his teammates, what he did to, bro, what he did to his teammates. He's the #1 seed in the NFL. If you don't have Aaron Rodgers, look at what Jordan Love did against the Chiefs that one game, bro. Like,
yeah, since like the toe thing, like he's thrown like 25 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. Like, his numbers are crazy.
It's not even like he's hurt or anything. Like, bro, he's putting up one of the greatest seasons of all time for a quarterback. You're not gonna vote for him because he's not vaccinated? That's a little weird to me. But now let's get into another talk right now. Baker Mayfield. Did he play his last game in Cleveland? A lot of people have him on the trade talk. He's not good with Stefanski. We've seen this narrative before with Baker, man. Is this his last game in Cleveland?
I mean, because, like, who else can the Browns get? I mean, I get the Deshaun Watson thing. If you come in and you could get Deshaun Watson, I would be okay with that. But, like, who else? You're not going to get anybody in the draft, I don't think. You're not going to, like, there's not any quarterbacks in free agency that are coming up besides, Watson. So it's like, what's a better option than Baker?
I don't think there is anything right now. I've seen a lot of people calling for Mitch Trubisky, and I think that's crazy to think about.
It is crazy.
Browns fans are calling for Mitch Trubisky. Does Mitch Trubisky make things better in Cleveland?
I don't think so.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing I've been thinking about. I think I'd rather have Tyler Huntley than Baker Mayfield. If you've seen what Tyler Huntley did this year, I think Tyler Huntley would be a better fit for the Browns than Baker. If you bring in Tyler Huntley, you bring in someone like that caliber to change the Browns, I think that's on the right. Baker's been banged up all year. You can do a lot more with Tyler Huntley, roll him out, do a lot of things. Like, the Browns are going to get maybe a Calvin Ridley, maybe a Chris Olave. They're going to bring another receiver for Baker for the next quarterback. If you get Tyler Huntley, I think that's a huge pickup for the Browns.
That's an interesting name because, like, if people are stuck on his success in Baltimore, that's a similar system. You got a good run game, and you got a good defense that plays. Their strengths of Baltimore is similar to Cleveland, so I think he'd be successful down there too.
But what team could Baker go to that's really going to put him in a good situation to win right away? There's no team. Bro, like I was looking at it earlier. What team is going to need Baker, bro? I thought of some teams, but it's weird. The Broncos, do they want to do another trade for a quarterback situation that didn't work out? Do they want to do that route again? I don't know. I like
the Broncos' weapons though. Like, you think about the talent they have around.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing. They're
just missing that quarterback.
They're missing that quarterback, but is Baker going to change it? Is Baker are they going to do another? Let me trade for a quarterback and see how this works again. They did it with Teddy. It didn't work out. You got to do it with Baker, or you got to draft a quarterback. You got to sign in. You got to bring in Deshaun Watson, because bro, there's a lot of quarterbacks out there that are better than Baker.
Now think about it though, like a name to think about. The Falcons might be trying to get a young quarterback. Matt Ryan could be an idea for a lot of teams. Hey, he's a Matthew Stafford kind of guy, maybe a little older, but every year he puts up numbers. I think Matt Ryan's an underrated quarterback. Put him on a winning team.
So if you put Matt Ryan on Cleveland, what does that do?
I think he can win some games.
You put Matt Ryan on the Washington football team, what does that do?
It's tough. That's tough.
That is tough. But Baker, I mean, like, who else needs you think would you put Baker on the Falcons and have, have that situation work out? Bro, Baker's a way too big of a quarterback to be sitting under someone like that. You put him in the Vikings, get rid of Kirk Cousins.
But Kirk Cousins is another guy that
Kirk Cousins is in the same boat. He's in the same boat.
Look at his numbers. He's one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL, but it doesn't translate to winning.
If you watch him play, though, he's not one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. That's what that's what doesn't make, you put him in the Giants and, get rid of Daniel Jones. I mean, you put him in Seattle.
Daniel Jones, I think he's got to go. I think he's had enough time.
Easily, he's got to go. I mean, do you put Baker in Seattle if they get rid of Russ? Do you put him on the Saints? The Saints not bring back Jameis? I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we'll see, unfold in these next few weeks, and when coaches leaving and NFL draft heating up. But I think it's a very interesting thing to see Baker Mayfield. I don't think this is his last game in Cleveland, though. I think they'll keep him back.
I don't think so either.
I don't, because what is Cleveland gonna do, bro? Who are they gonna bring in that can compete with Baker Mayfield? I think Tyler Huntley's a great option.
Case Keenum.
Yeah,
exactly. Got Case Keenum.
Got Case Keenum, but
definitely though that he's not getting that contract though. Not the one he wants.
No, the Browns gotta just franchise tag him or something. Yeah. Tender him. You can't sign him for something wrong. You gotta pick up that option or something, man. You can't let Baker go. What was he asking? 40 million? 30 million? 30 million is even way too much. 30 million is way too much. 20 million is way too much. I have to be playing like that. Come on now. But like we said, I think Baker's gonna be back, but I think it'll be surprising if he's not back for sure.
Shit would have been interesting in the NFL if he didn't come back.
Yeah, NFL is looking. It's not like baseball where they just trade a bunch of guys, and basketball is like that too. They trade big time players for picks. NFL don't really work like that. It doesn't really work like that. But now let's get into college football. Bama, Georgia on Monday night. Man, we were both wrong. We had Bama, Michigan, but their playoff, man. After a while, Georgia had some boys, and Michigan, Georgia had some men. Michigan had some boys. What you got for Bama, Georgia?
And Saban might get 8. I think Saban's going to get 8, honestly. But in this game, I think I want it to be similar to that one year Tua throws that touchdown to win the game. I want it to be something like that because this playoff would have been a disaster. It would have been no games that were close.
This college football season has kind of been a disaster. All the upsets and not a team really in the lead the whole season. Everyone thought it was Georgia, and they lose to Bama at the end of the year. You know what I'm saying?
Now, so the thing is, I don't think Bama's run game is going to be as effective as it was against the first team they played in the first playoff game. I don't think they're going to be able to run all down Georgia's throat because Michigan wasn't able to. Yeah, I don't think Michigan wasn't able to do that. So this game's going to be close, but give me Georgia in this game. I think the Jameson Williams being out, I think that's going to play a factor.
No, Jameson Williams playing.
Yeah, no, it was Mechie. It was Mechie. I think him being out is more of a factor because you can't run the ball as much on this Georgia defense. So I think that's where the Georgia could squeak away in this game. And then Bowers at tight end. Give me Georgia in this game.
Bowers is dog. No, yeah, for mine, it's interesting though. Georgia, they look like they're gonna win here, but this having like you said, Mechie out, so they're gonna double team Jameson Williams if he's in the slot. Have someone over the top, press him. It's interesting though because they got Jaleel Billingsley's gonna have to come up, and Georgia's finally back to being fully healthy. George Pickens has been back for a few games. DB Assassin, Jermaine. I forgot, but his Instagram caption is his Instagram username is DB Assassin. So that's one of the coldest. I think his name is Johnson, Jermaine something, but he's got the coldest. That's definitely Jermaine. That's definitely one of the coldest usernames ever for a receiver to have DB Assassin.
Now, but the Brooks receiver in Bama, he stepped up big in the game against Georgia, the first game. But it's really going to be interesting in this game, seeing that receiver be out. What is score prediction you think?
Yeah. So Jermaine Burton, I think that's his name, but he came big. Georgia is looking fully healthy, but Michigan, man, I mean Alabama, they're banged up. But if you look at Nick Saban's history, for teams to beat him, they normally have to have a good quarterback, a great quarterback. Look at Chad Kelly. He was good in college. Cam Newton. You get some of these big names that have beat Nick Saban. Probably besides this year with Zach Corrales. I don't know, man. It's hard to pick against Nick Saban. I'm really torn here. Georgia's the favorite. Alabama's banged up, but they run the ball good. I don't think I can go against Nick Saban though. I want to pick Georgia, but we've seen this before. Georgia's gonna come out with a completely different thing, defense. They didn't really go after Bryce Young a lot. They let him sit in the pocket, and that killed them.
That's dangerous.
They're gonna come back with a different game plan, but I can't pick against Nick Saban here. Kirby Smart hasn't beaten Nick Saban once, and I think that's gonna happen in the championship. That's not gonna happen, man. I'm going Nick Saban and the Crimson Tide here.
How big would this game be for Kirby Smart, though?
Huge. He would.
Sense your doubts about him?
I've always had doubts against Kirby Smart, but I don't think Stetson Bennett can beat Nick Saban. That's what it comes down to. Can Stetson Bennett beat Nick Saban?
It'll be interesting to see. I think they need to lean on that running game and then let Bowers eat. Just that's all you got to do. Run the ball, then throw it to Bowers. That's all I'm doing.
Bowers is insane, bro. Bowers is good.
He's really good. Like
as a freshman to be the best at your position in college football, that's insane right there.
He's gonna get that money next season.
He's like Quentin Nelson. He's like Quentin Nelson in college, like best at your position as a freshman.
That's insane.
It's insane.
He's like our 19, 20.
Yeah,
like
he's
18.
our age. Yeah,
Come on.
He might be a year below us, but no, yeah, he's insane, man. He's gonna be definitely one of the best. But we're split on this college football championship, like most people are. Georgia's the favorite, but Alabama beat them earlier in the year. It's gonna be a crazy game. I can't wait for the game on Monday night.
Definitely gonna be a different game, though. It's gonna be a different game than that.
And it's crazy because 2 SEC teams are playing in the Midwest, playing at Lucas Oil.
It's crazy. It's gonna be cold. Gotta buckle up.
It's not gonna be cold. It's gonna be cold outside.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't wait for that game. But let's go to something that happened in college football world. Kirk Herbstreet. I think you were very passionate about the Kirk Herbstreet thing. You were very out there with Kirk Herbstreet when he was saying, do they love the game of football? What's the point of them, opting out? Man, let's just you can just take it away, man.
Nah, it's just interesting because we watched the interview for like when he came on Big Cat Show, Part of My Take. It's like he was backtracking hella hard. That's what you gotta do. Honestly, you can't just say something bold statement like they don't love the game no more. Because then people are gonna take that personal. You saw hella college football players going on Twitter talking about like if a network gave you a better opportunity to
I saw
you
that.
do the same thing. Yeah, what was it? Kyle Hamilton came out about that. And it's just like crazy. Like you can't say nothing like that, especially now. And
because I think
people,
because the argument that he brought up with does Michael Parsons love football for not playing all 2020? Does Jamar Chase not love football playing all 2020? Nick Bosa didn't play a senior, so you get that thing. People didn't play their whole year, and like the Michigan State Pitt game, the backup quarterback got hurt. That could have been Kenny Pickett. Matt Corral actually did get hurt, and he played in for his brothers. So that's gonna hurt his draft stock. Maybe we haven't heard stuff about his injury yet, so that's good news I think for Matt Corral. But stuff happens, man, and to not play in a bowl game and question do you love football? That's insane to me, man. They're just trying to, they're just not trying to get hurt. And if you have any doubt that I'm gonna get hurt, why would you play? You're gonna make millions of money. Why would you play in in the Sun Bowl? And that's the whole Christian McCaffrey thing. He was the first one to opt out. He didn't want to play in the Hyundai Sun Bowl. Who?
What?
Like,
there's even a bowl for like isn't there a Jimmy Kimmel Bowl?
There's a Jimmy Kimmel Bowl.
That's
like when that's like Leonard Fournette opting out of the Buffalo Wild Wings Bowl. Like, bro, who cares? Who cares? Like
the importance of these bowl games, I think, have definitely went down And it's like, especially if you're like serious about going to the NFL, that one extra week of like prep and practice and training, it's big. It's bigger than people think.
It's huge. It's like Jalen Smith. He's gonna be a top 10 pick. He got pushed after a play, towards ACL, MCL. He's a 3rd-round pick. He's not even in the NFL anymore. He keeps getting cut by the Cowboys mid-season and the Packers. And look at Jake Butt. He would have been a 1st or 2nd-round pick guaranteed, and he tore his ACL, and he's day 3 pick. And we've seen it happen before. And just the question, people, do they love football? It's like they're trying to make millions of money.
Nah, it's mostly, it'd be these people on Twitter talking about they don't even have a profile picture. They're like, username is fake and shit, talking about this guy doesn't love football. He's not trying to be out there with his teammates. Like,
they're trolling, but Kirk Herbstreet, he's serious, and he's a name.
Yeah, he was serious about that. Don't let that interview.
Now he's back. It's bad, but don't let him fool you, man.
Don't let that interview fool you, man.
He definitely believes what he said, man, and it's crazy, but it's whatever. But they definitely love football. But let's get into Caleb Williams transfer from Oklahoma. It's starting to look like college football is turning to free agency. Not playing right away. You can make money off NIL. We saw the little Quinn Ewers, but to see the best quarterback in college football, one of the best, and Caleb Williams say he's out of here, and it's because Georgia's talking to him directly, and he's saying he can make $2 million. And man, it's getting to that stage where it's turning to college football. It's turning into free agency. I mean,
you can basically, if you don't like your situation, go somewhere else easily. And all the top schools will fight for you. And it's just crazy because, I think we mentioned this on the show before, the whole girlfriend thing. That's where you can find where they're going. I don't know if this plays a factor in this one because, the only picture with the girl on his Instagram, we got some people looking into people's personal life to see where they're going is hilarious to me.
No, yeah.
The only picture.
You got to give the background, though, because Slovis, the USC quarterback, his girlfriend went to Pitt. Nebraska quarterback Adrian Martinez, his girlfriend went to Kansas State. That's where he ended up. So we've seen this. I think there was one more instance like that. We've seen people transferring to where their girlfriend is. So could we see him go to UNC?
That would be definitely interesting. Sam Howell leaving. They definitely need a quarterback down in UNC.
Yeah, I think.
But is that a good move for him though?
No. But I think there's 3 choices for him right now. And I think one of them's kind of shrinking right now. Well, the 4th option, I thought that was shrinking. Auburn. I thought he was going to be, a big war daddy kind of guy. But with Auburn, they just picked up Texas A&M transfer Zach Castellanos. I think that's his last name. I think it's how to pronounce it. But I think that's a little shrinking for him. I think Auburn's really recruiting him after that. Really just broke while we were recording. So a lot of people are kind of saying it's a 3-man race now. Georgia. But we've seen the Georgia thing happen before. JT Daniels, one of the best high school recruits ever, breaking records at modern day, break Carson Palmer's records and Mark Sanchez and all the California guys' records. And, he's getting benched behind a walk-on quarterback. So, we've seen this with Georgia before, but he's saying he could stay at Oklahoma. I can definitely see that. They brought in a big offensive coordinator, but they also brought in what's his name? Dylan Gabriel, former CF quarterback. They just brought him in, but don't rule out USC, man.
He could pull a Kendall Smith and say, "I'm not fucking leaving.
I'm not leaving.
Go back to Oklahoma. Go to Oklahoma."
But I think the USC thing makes the most sense. Let's just follow Lincoln Riley to USC. Do it overnight. You bring back USC. You make so much money in LA. Talking about Athens, Georgia, making too. You know how much money you make in LA? You saw Reggie Bush do it. Caleb Williams can be the next big thing if he goes to USC. It just makes the writing is on the wall.
USC would be the biggest, the best move for him.
The writing is on the wall. He already knows the system. He knows the offense. He knows the coach. Bro, look what he just did at Oklahoma with the numbers and everything. And he'll be fine. Bro, if he's playing the Pac-12 every week, he can win the Heisman easily.
Yeah, those number 8. No defense in that league.
No defense in that league.
Good.
No defense in the league. He can easily win.
Shit, could we even see a USC team possibly come to the playoff for the next couple of years?
If Caleb Williams is there, I don't see why not.
Yeah, definitely.
But he would definitely turn around a program. I think those three are the biggest options. I think I do like the UNC thing too with the girlfriend or whatnot, but I turn into free agency. But I kind of like the thrill though, because he's one of the biggest names ever to be in the transfer portal. The transfer to be one of the biggest names. I think he's one of the biggest names to transfer because you got guys like Joe Burrow transferring, but he wasn't as big as Caleb Williams. He wasn't one of the biggest. Got Cam Newton, but he never played before. So I think this is definitely one of the biggest names ever.
It definitely makes college football like a little more exciting because when there's not football games on, you get those college football news. It makes you feel like the NFL, NBA, like all those major leagues.
No, definitely. But that news broke. But let's transition away from college football real quick. Let's go to the NBA. Kyrie Irving is back for the Brooklyn Nets. No shot. But what are your thoughts on the Brooklyn Nets getting Kyrie Irving back?
It's big. Like, what are the only places he can't play in, though? Like New York, like Canada, Toronto? Toronto, right?
Toronto.
California? That's a big one.
That's a big one.
They see the Lakers in the finals.
They see the Warriors in the finals.
True. The Warriors or the Lakers, like any of those teams. So that's big. Like, so he'll be able to play, like, what? Like 2 or 3 games in the playoffs for you?
Dude, yes. Like, so, all right, so he could play like against the Bulls, I'm pretty sure. But if you look at the NBA standings, the Brooklyn Nets are 2. He could play against the Bulls. He could play against the Bucks, but 2 for 7 matchup right now. Nets, Raptors. He can't play in it. He can't play in it. Like, bro, this is one of the dumbest things to happen to the NBA. Letting Kyrie Irving come back, like, let him, like, I don't understand the thing. Like, just let him play. Why can't unvaccinated players, why can't unvaccinated fans come to the game with a negative test result, but Kyrie Irving can't play in that stadium?
Nah, he wouldn't be able to go see the Bulls Nets game because you gotta be vaccinated.
How can he be able to sit in the crowd and watch the next Nets Bulls play the negative test result, but he can't play in the game? That's when I'm kind of
No, it's no difference, especially if he like doesn't have the virus. If he's like tests negative,
why can't he play?
It's definitely a lot of like questions with this like whole how they're dealing with it.
The 2 versus 7 matchup, Nets Raptors. He can't play in that series. Talk about Warriors Lakers. If he plays any of those teams in the finals or anything, he can't play in that game. So
that changes things for the Nets too. Not having your third star.
The Nets need him because James Harden has not been playing that well this year. James Harden, he has one of his worst shooting years ever in his career right now. He's still averaging, 25 and 8 or whatnot, but he just had Lance Stevenson drop 25 on him. You saw the defense he was playing. That was terrible
20
defense.
In the first quarter too.
James Harden has been playing terrible defense. James Harden, man, any shooting guard, any 2 guard, or 3 right now that's going against James Harden, they're licking their chops right now. They're saying, I bet. Lance Stevenson dropped 25?
Yeah, you think about it. Kyrie having 22 is really what pulled them away in that game against the Pacers. Without Brogdon, LeVert, all their big stars, Sabonis was just playing.
And the Pacers, man, they got a lot of issues. They're looking to trade and everything.
Yeah,
I think.
If they get matched up with the Bulls too, DeRozan on Harden, he's licking his chops.
But the thing is, the Nets, they need Kyrie fully. Yeah. You can't do halftime. You can't do none of this part-time BS. And I'm not talking anything about the vaccine or not. I'm not telling him he should get the vaccine, but either the rules need to change or he need he can't be part-time. And he's been fighting for that or whatnot, but NBA is not budging because the certain arena things don't really make sense in the States, and this whole thing now the Omicron is really, really, huge, and this doesn't help the Nets at all. They need Kyrie big here because they've been
they need it. Like even like LaMarcus Aldridge has been a big part of their bench. He's been doing really good, but just having Kyrie, man, that changes you from a contender to a little legit finals team.
Because right now the Nets are looking a little fraudish. They
can't. The Bulls, though. It's good for the Bulls, though.
It's really good for the Bulls, really good for the Bucks, different teams like that. But the Nets would have won the finals easily if they're healthy last year. Easily. And I will say that confidently. but they can't do anything right now. And to have him, part-time, that's not going to help them.
That's not gonna work.
Not going to work. But that's all we got for NBA talk right now. Let's go to NFL Week 18. First time ever Week 18, and you add another week, and that, only like really 3 games really matter. But hey, we're okay with that. Let's start off Saturday slate. I think it's kind of a goodish one. You see 3 playoff teams. Chiefs, Broncos. I think, this doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I mean, Drew Lock might not play. He might, but Teddy Bridgewater's definitely out for the season. I don't want to watch that game.
Is Chad Henne gonna play?
Maybe. I mean, the Chiefs could rest their players in this game, so this could be.
I think a lot of teams are gonna rest their players because,
there's only one bye week this year.
Yeah. So I think a lot of them are gonna rest them, and so yeah. So all right. So both got Chiefs in this one. I mean, it's if the Broncos win, oh well. You know what I'm saying? Chiefs can get that first. Can they get the first seed still? Because the Titans still haven't clinched it yet.
No, I think they still have a chance. I think they just need the Titans to lose.
Yeah, they need the Titans to lose. But so Chiefs maybe could rest them, maybe couldn't. Maybe Chiefs play in the first half. I don't know. You got some interesting things. Cowboys, Eagles, 2 playoff teams.
Now I think the Eagles clinched already.
Yeah.
And so the Cowboys, could they rest players in this game? I mean, because it's all about seedings too in this. You want to get the better matchup.
Cowboys already clinched, so they're already gonna have a home game. So they don't really. I mean, how they play isn't gonna affect their seeding because they're not gonna get the first round bye. The Packers already clinched that, so I can see them resting. I can see the Eagles resting too because they're always banged up. So
yeah,
it's because it's the Bengals Browns next game. Joe Burrow's not playing. Baker Mayfield's not playing. So we're gonna see a matchup of. Who the hell
Case Keenum and Brandon Allen.
Brandon Allen, right?
Brandon Allen,
Hey, Packers, Lions. I think the Packers might play because they don't want their players to have 2 weeks bye. So I think that's a very smart. But they're playing the Lions. So this Week 18, it's nice to see extra football, but we don't really.
No, but actually, though, think about it though. Matt Campbell, how he's had this Lions team play. It's their last game of the season. They could go out there and try to play hard.
They could, but I mean, is it what's going to come out of that?
Like a 1-point game. I mean, like a 1-possession game.
What's really going to come out of it? If they win, oh well. Packers still have a first round bye. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting with that. Football team Giants. I mean, they're pretty much just playing for who was a lower draft pick. And the Giants don't want to win because they're trying to get the lowest draft pick as possible. They got the Bears pick. You know what I'm saying?
So they want the Bears to lose too.
The Bears lose too. And let's talk about that game, Bears-Vikings. Justin Fields on COVID protocol now. He was supposed to start Matt Nagy's last game, maybe Mike Zimmer's last game.
Who do you start in this game, Dalton or Foles?
Just throw out Foles, man. It doesn't matter.
I'd rather see Foles.
I'd rather see Foles. But
he's a good guy.
He is a good guy. Both of them are good guys. Colts, Jaguars. Now, this is a very interesting thing. If the Colts lose, and you see the kneel-off situation, if the Colts lose,
I mean, I don't see a world where the Jaguars win.
No, nobody does.
That's why it's but if they do though, it's the whole NFL is going to go crazy.
If they lose, then the Steelers could possibly get in, and there's just so much that can go. Like
the Ravens need them to lose, and the Dolphins tie.
The fact that the Ravens could still get in is insane to me, bro. But hey, Steelers, Ravens, they're both playing, and we saw Big Ben's last game in Pittsburgh, and is he gonna make it a playoff game? And man, I don't want to see the Steelers in the playoffs, man. I can't watch them anymore. I tapped out after the whole Chase Claypool thing. I tapped out on Steelers. Hopefully the Ravens win. I don't really care about the game.
The thing about the Ravens though is if Lamar is good enough, do you just throw Tyler Huntley out there again just to let Lamar rest and get better for next season, or it's just because Tyler Huntley has been looking good. Let him get another chance to
Right. So I don't know what you do. I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
I got the Ravens now.
I got Ravens now, but it's week 18. I simply don't know what's gonna happen. Let's go Titans, Texans. Titans they need to win. So I think
Derrick Henry might play in this game. That's crazy.
I don't think he should. I think he should just warm up, and I don't think he should play against the Texans. Let's not ruin anything we got, especially because if he gets re-hurt, and he could have been resting for 2 more weeks.
True.
Falcons
and the running backs have been looking good too. Like besides, Foreman, like the other guys they got in.
Yeah. So Falcons, Saints, who cares? Jets, Bills, who cares? Bills get the rest of their players. Jets might make it interesting like they did last week. 49ers, Rams.
JETS.
49ers, Rams. 49ers haven't clinched yet, right?
No, they haven't clinched playoffs yet. If they lose, the Saints get in, I think.
Yeah. So I don't want to see the Saints in the playoffs, though, especially with, the quarterback situation. I'd rather see the Niners get in. Patriots, Dolphins. Dolphins have been eliminated, right?
Yeah.
So that's that. Cardinals, Seahawks.
The Cardinals are trying to clinch something. I think the NFC West, they're trying to get a home playoff game in that game, so they might play.
Yeah, so Cardinals 11-5, Rams 12-4, so it's right there. Panthers, Bucks. See that game. Interesting game. Only one game really matters this week, and that's Chargers, Raiders. Truly matters. Win or go home. And man, I can see the Raiders winning this again. They pull it off against the Colts. Raiders pull it off against the Colts, and man, it's gonna come down to
the Chargers have been so inconsistent though. Like they have been good this year, but then they've also been bad. Like so, it's like really like they lose games they should win, and then win games they shouldn't. Like I don't know what to think about this Chargers team.
Yeah, it's gonna come down to who wants it more, and the Raiders have wanted it more this whole year, losing number 1 receiver and losing
their coach.
Their coach, and Derek Carr is one of the best leaders in the NFL, and he's been proving that week in, week out. So that's why I like Derek Carr and the Raiders.
But the thing is, like Austin Eckler's back. The Chargers are more healthier in this game. I'm taking the Chargers in this.
Okay. I mean, a lot of people are splitting this game because they're really even.
I'm glad they put it Sunday Night Football though. That's a good game to watch.
I like that. That's a very good game to watch, and putting the most interesting game is because what are the games? Because that game is playoff implication. Steelers Ravens.
49ers game. They could have put the 49ers.
Steelers Ravens is really the only game that you have to win. But why would you? If you put that at Sunday night, by the time Sunday night is meaningless.
Yeah.
It could be by that, 49ers, Rams, 49ers got to win. Saints, Falcons, Saints got to win. Colts, Jaguars, Colts have to win, but you can't put the Jaguars on Sunday night, you know what I'm saying? But we got an interesting week 18 just because we don't know who's going to be resting their players. We got the Chargers, Raiders on Sunday Night Football week, but nothing could top week 17 that we had this week. That was interesting. That was one of the craziest weeks. Just everything going on, man. As Joe Burrow lighting up, defenses, Jamar Chase and Antonio Brown. But that's all we got for week 18. What you got for closing remarks?
Now, like people are saying the Weeknd's dropping an album this week. It's going to come out. It's going to be really good. But one interesting thing I learned from this Weeknd album being dropping is him and Jim Carrey are best friends. I don't know if a lot of people knew that, but Jim Carrey and Weeknd are best friends. Apparently, after he went to the Weeknd went to see The Mask at the movie theaters. Yeah. He's been in love with Jim Carrey ever since. And then they clicked because I guess Jim Carrey's Canadian too. If you didn't know that,
of course, yeah. That's what I thought when you said they're best friends. I'm like, all right, you must be.
No, yeah, they're best friends. And then one of his birthdays, he had balloon. It's just a whole thing. They're best friends, and I just learned it. Isn't that crazy though, being best friends with Jim Carrey?
That's a little weird because it's two random people. There's no
two of them. I would have never picked it.
There's two random people. My closing remark is Klay Thompson going to post a return on Sunday, so that would be very interesting for the Warriors, and hopefully they can keep it up with what they've been doing. Hopefully don't take a step back. And hopefully Klay can
take a step back. I like that clever wordplay.
And hopefully Klay can stay healthy and just everything he's been battling and just to be back. A lot of people forgot about Klay. A lot of people were sleeping on Klay. think he can easily come out there and drop 20 points, let him know I'm back.
Shit, the last time he played, Jimmy Butler was on the 76ers.
Yeah.
Kawhi was on, like, what was Kawhi on the Raptors? Like, that's a little legit the last time he played.
Yeah, probably.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, probably right. It's been crazy, but man, having Clay on the Warriors is definitely good basketball. Having the big three back for the Warriors, Steph, Clay, Draymond, is definitely huge for the Warriors. But make sure to subscribe to 6 Man Blitz, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Make sure to stay in tune on what we're doing here, making content and doing everything over here. Got some great content coming in year 2022. Hopefully everybody had great New Year's and great resolution to 2022.
Hey, hopefully you guys are doing your goals.
And doing the goals and
January 6th.
Dude, I've seen a lot of. Have you seen the TikToks where the gym after January 3rd? I think that was the Monday. Gym on January 3rd. Just the whole gym is just everybody's there. Have you seen that TikTok?
No, I haven't seen that, but I imagine that's how it is right now.
Yeah, it's packed right now. So and it's good for them, but I feel bad for the people that have been working out for a while. They're just like, damn, man, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, the Ryan Mirandas of the world.
That boy's getting swole. But make sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok at 6 Man Blitz. Got some great stuff coming. Great stuff. Hey, you got anything else before we wrap it up, though?
Wrap it up.
No, man. See you guys next week, of course, for a great interview. See you guys next week. Peace.